From 94 feet on the 72nd hole, Kevin Kisner backs up his team's 12 under par low round of the day to chip in for their first eagle of the week and tie the lead of 27 under par here at the Zurich Classic of New Orleans. As a result, there will be play on Monday at TPC Louisiana, and that wasn't all that went on today at TPC Louisiana. Well, let's show you the final round highlights, and we must start with this pairing because what a day it was. Scott Brown here, starting the day 4 shots back. This is his second at the first.
Well, yes, these two were just spectacular today. It was like when Kevin Kisner needed Scott Brown to hit a big shot, he certainly hit it. Now, at the first, it just looked like a nice birdie, but as things went along, all of a sudden it became a very interesting picture. After a birdie at the second, an improbable chip in. At this point, it was a very windy golf course they were playing.
They would now be 18 under and just one back, David. We'll move ahead to Kevin's second at 4.
Just a beautiful approach shot, taking advantage of an incredible drive on a very, very difficult driving hole. Throws his wedge way up in the air for an easy tap-in birdie. They're catching up quick.
Yeah, that got them to 19 under, and now in a tie for the lead, we will move ahead. They would birdie 5 and 6. Then the rains came, bringing on an extensive delay that lasted 6 hours and 22 minutes. Some trees were knocked down on the golf course, but the grounds crew worked continuously to get the course back to a playable condition. Kevin Kisner and Scott Brown at this point had birdied all 6 of their first holes in this final round. So play would resume at about 5:30 p.m. Eastern time. You could hear the horn blow, and we will pick up with Kisner's third shot at the par 5 7th.
That's right, a man who'd already chipped in twice. Just a beautiful move here. You can see he's short-sighted, but he does have a beautiful lie, and he can just slide the club right underneath it. But we'd seen some players come up short, and it just rolled right back to him. So the birdie streak continues at 7.
Yeah, the rain delay seemed to do nothing for them. They would now have a 1-shot lead at 22 under par, and this is Brown's second at 8.
Just staring this one down. Wonderful angle to attack this hole. Another tap-in birdie. 8 holes they've played, and they've made 8 birdies.
23 under, a 2-shot lead. Could anyone catch them at this stage? Now Scott's second at 10.
And on a wet, soggy day, it was so important to have the right angle of attack coming in with your wedges. So many players struggle with that, hitting fat wedge shots or putting too much spin on it. Scott Brown hit a number of shots that were just dead weight with the wedge.
Well, they would now be 24 under. We will join the guys who have the 54-hole lead. Cameron Smith second from 10.
Just a nice execution of a wedge out of the rough, throwing it behind the hole, getting to stop, trickle back down the hill just to 3 feet. He'd end up making that, moving them to 22 under.
So they would be 2 shots back off Kisner and Brown. We'll join that pairing again. Kisner's third at 11.
Well, from the fairway, there are only 2 players on the PGA Tour that average hitting the ball closer to the hole than Kevin Kisner. That would be Justin Thomas and Dustin Johnson. And now Cameron Smith trying to keep pace with the beautiful play of Kisner and Brown, and he does it.
Yeah, that was a birdie for him. That puts them back to 23 under. They're 2 shots back, and now another birdie chance for the young Australian at 12.
Yeah, really not looking to make these long-range putts, but that is exactly what he does. Perfect pace, perfect read. He's acting like he's been there before.
24 under par and 1 shot off the lead. We'll move ahead to 16, and Jonas is second at the par 4.
What a shot. Found the fairway here, and as they had done all day, just matching shot for shot with the group. And another birdie.
That gets them to 25 under. Now co-leaders as we join Smith on the 17th tee.
Just an impressive display from Cameron Smith today, rising up to every challenge he saw. Beautiful iron shot there, just underneath the hole, no more than 5 feet.
Yeah, they would get to 26 under. Now Kisner with his reply. Going left into the bank. You can see the concern on his face, but they would make par, and they would stay just 1 shot back as we entered the 72nd hole, and this was a moment from Cameron.
As we'd said all week, this is a man who is the best on the PGA Tour around the greens, and putting that stellar short game on display at the biggest moment of his career.
You would expect that to have been the winning shot, but Kevin Kisner wasn't done yet, David.
This was just remarkable. One of these things that happens in golf, having to be aggressive, making sure he gets it back there, and it just rattles the flag and goes in.
Ties the lead at 27 under par after a final round of 60. Kevin Kisner, moment of the day without a doubt. So Cameron Smith, Brown will have to hold this to force the playoff.
That's right. As you said, Cara, it looked like a tap in, but it got a lot longer after the chip shot of Kisner went in.
So, it's a Monday. One of the headline pairings coming into this week's Zurich Classic, so let's catch up on some of their highlights today. And Jordan Spieth took a moment to sign some autographs when play resumed at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time today. We'll now join him. Don't forget, it's the better ball format, his second shot at 8.
And catching up is exactly what they had in mind. They were only 1 under par before the weather delay when the winds were gusty. The winds were calm, as you can see it right there with the flag. The greens were soft. And the team of Spieth and Palmer birdied 7, birdied 8 when this putt goes in. And they had found what they were missing, a little bit of a spark.
Yeah, that got them to 17 under. They were 5 back at this stage, David. Now Palmer's birdie chance at 9.
Right, taking advantage. Really can't let any more holes get by him if they want to catch up. Ryan Palmer does just that, burying the 20-footer to move to 18 under.
Yeah, 5 back. We'll move ahead to 18, and Jordan's third at the par 5.
Yeah, I think at the end of the week, when they think about what they did, they'll be proud of a lot of great shots, mostly some beautiful wedge shots by Ryan and by Jordan Spieth. Just brilliant iron work by these two players.
That 83 yards spun back to 4 feet. They'd make birdie, get to 19 under, another birdie at 13, now here at 14.
Lots of ways to make birdie. This one goes in like a putt. That's unbelievable.
So good.
21 under par, and they would play holes 7 through 15, 7 under par in the final round as we take you to 15, and Jordan second.
Well, as we've said all week, there's nobody better on the PGA Tour with their approach shots. He's having a very good year with his irons. Matter of fact, nobody is better on the PGA Tour. Another one there that was just painting the flagstick from impact to landing.
They were 3 back with 3 to go, David.
Yeah, they just can't afford to let any holes slip by. Going after that one, the dreaded early step, end up par in the last 3.
It was a close call, but it wasn't the day for Jordan Spieth and Ryan Palmer. Jonas Blixt and Cameron Smith look like the guys to beat all week long. Now they will return on Monday for a playoff to become the first team to win on the PGA Tour in 36 years. Well, let's just remind you what happened down the stretch here at the Zurich Classic of New Orleans on Sunday afternoon. Jonas Blixt and Cameron Smith had a 4-shot lead at the start of the day. This was Jonas' second at 16. Yeah,
this par 4 snakes around a bunker off the tee and then around a lake on the second shot. It was the 3rd hardest hole to birdie today. It was that back hole location. You wouldn't have known it if you were watching Jonas Blixt. Made it look pretty simple.
After losing a big lead, that would be a birdie that would ultimately tie the lead with Kisner and Brown. Now Cameron Smith, his partner at the 17th tee.
Just a beautiful short iron in here to the 17th, throwing it just to the right of the hole. Getting it to stop below the hole would make that birdie as well.
That would then give them a 1-shot lead as we head to 18.
Well, this highlight will be played over and over again well into the future. This will go down in the lore as one of the great finishes at this site. I would say at this tournament, but this is the newly established team event. But regardless, team or individual, it was just great theater. After Smith had hit it in there a couple of feet away, this is a great stage, David.
This was incredible. It looked like, for all intents and purposes, the tournament was over. Kevin Kisner has to dunk it, and he does. Uses the backboard called the flagstick, and it goes in. Just incredible stuff, especially following up that shot from Cameron Smith.
And as darkness was falling at TPC Louisiana, this was to force the playoff.
If there's ever a hard 2-footer, it's that one to tie in the dark.
A lot harder. That team did not make a bogey.
Tomorrow morning on Golf Channel, it will be between Kevin Kisner, Stuart Brown, Jonas Blixt and Cameron Smith as we take a look at the 72-hole leaderboard. Worth pointing out that Brooks and Chase Koepka finishing in a tie for 5th means that Chase Koepka, not currently a PGA Tour member, has earned himself an exemption into next week's Wells Fargo Championship. A job well done by that sibling duo. But my goodness, it was a